What's up everybody, my name is Don, and I thought I'd continue my Metal Slug conquest with the second game of the series. It is Metal Slug 2, or X. Yeah, I'm playing the improved version because Metal Slug 2, the original version, is just... it's laggy! And here's the best character select screen ever. It's just, the characters look like they're either stone or they're just scared shitless. And speaking of characters, we got two new ones. We got Fio, who's... okay, none of the characters do anything different. But we got Fio, and we got Eri. They're new additions. Again, all the characters play the same, so Marco controls like Fio, and Fio controls like Tarma. Yeah, there's no real differentiation there, it's just a palette swap. And gender swap. It isn't until the 5th or 6th game that the characters start to become more unique and quirkier. Like Fio in the 6th game could throw grenades further than anybody else and does extra damage. With this game originating in arcades, expect me to die a fuck ton of times because this game, believe it or not, is harder than the first one. And quarters are luckily a thing of the past. I did play this game in the arcade once, and it was fun, but it was brutal. It was very, very brutal. I only had like $3, and I was 6 years old. This is probably not the game for 6-year-olds to play, but I played it. So you may be wondering, what's the difference between Metal Slug 2 and Metal Slug X? Frame rate performance, that's about it. The original Metal Slug 2, released in 1998, my birth year of all years, ran at a frame rate that's like 10 FPS. It's like the game was made with duct tape and spit, and it gets worse when everything gets cluttered on screen. X fixes this issue, and yeah, there's not that much slowdown, but the game does crawl a bit when the screen gets cluttered because, you know, arcade game with a million enemies on screen, it does that. So if you're looking for a sequel to Metal Slug 2, just play Metal Slug 3. What the hell are you doing? This is Metal Slug 2.5 HD Remix, Better Edition, with Sora and Mega Man X. Okay, no, Mega Man X and Sora are not in this game, sadly. This boss right here shoots out rainbow bullets. I don't know why they're rainbow bullets, but whatever. And he also shoots out this blue flamethrower, which you could just stand all the way back, and the flames will never touch you. As for the rainbow bullets, I'm gonna keep calling them that, you just have to anticipate where they're going. Once the flamethrower is destroyed, he'll shoot out these missiles, which you can shoot out of the air, and me, like a dumbass, I just kind of put myself into a pickle. I got the tank destroyed. A good thing the boss was close to death when I got the tank destroyed, so it all paid off in the end, I think. And no, you can't take tanks with you in between stages. That would be cheating, but I kind of like cheating. I think I just edited out a load time right there because I am playing this on the PS4, and there are load times to this, believe it or not. They're not that bad, but still, it's just like 5 seconds of you just waiting, and you're just like, I thought I was playing an arcade game. What the hell is this? But yeah, they're not that bad. I did do 4 different playthroughs of the 4 different characters to see if they were unique, and I was just misremembering, but no, they are literally the same. Now, character-wise, they are extremely different. You know, Tarma's the cool guy with the glasses, and I don't know. Marco is the ordinary blonde guy. Eri's the ordinary blonde girl, and Fio is probably the most unique of them all because she's the nerdy type who looks like she shouldn't be carrying BFGs in the war. In fact, I don't know how she even got into war. But hey, it's a video game. Everybody's represented somehow. There are mummies and mummified dogs in this level. I'm not kidding. Actual mummy dogs. That's a real thing in this game. They will turn you into a mummy if they breathe on you, so you gotta be careful, and if you do transform into a mummy, just look for that glowing potion, like the one I just picked up, and you should be fine. If they breathe on you again, you will die instantly, though. The shotgun is really good for getting rid of these mummies in one hit, and also good for giving you an eyesore, because that Batman animated series screen sensor flash thing is still there. And I think it will be there until either game 4 or 5, so don't expect that to go away anytime soon. So if you played the first game in the series, you may remember there being no such thing as zombies in that one. It's because Metal Slug 2 X is pretty much where the series goes off the rails. Pretty much like Contra, but at least with Contra is stuck strictly to aliens. Metal Slug has zombies, aliens, the Yeti, mummies, and even Martian people. Yeah. It's a special case. And do you know what else is a special case? These mummy dogs. Like, who mummifies dogs? I want to know. Run quickly to the right to avoid getting smashed by that boulder. And this part right here is difficult because I have the flame shot and that mummy is just slightly out of reach. Well, I did manage to beat him there, but he was just kind of out of reach and I was wasting bullets. Even Fio's melee attack is kind of ridiculous. She just shoves the person aside and they die. It's like getting stabbed in a way. Don't mess with Fio, otherwise she'll shove you and you'll just croak. The mummy form is bad because your movement speed slows to a crawl. That includes things like crouching and throwing Molotovs. And believe me, the throwing animation is just absolutely ridiculous. It's just you trying to reach behind you, grab a Molotov from your backpack, wind your arm forward very slowly and just chuck the damn thing forward. It's a chore. Don't get mummified, kids. The flame weapon makes quick work of those mummies, and so does the shotgun. Shotgun! Ah yes, the shotgun, part of this balanced war breakfast. Those purple jars that the bats drop also turn you into a mummy, so don't be underneath the bats when they drop them. This part right here is just, oh god, I'm not going to begin to tell you how many times I just accidentally self-destruct the mech because I was pressing down and jump in quick succession. What you want to do is jump up, make sure you're not holding down while jumping, otherwise you'll just eject the mech and it'll explode, and reposition your cannons downward. It could be tricky to do, actually. This boss varies between easy or hard, it's just whatever he feels that day, I guess. He shoots these shock balls which will either come towards you or go in the completely opposite direction. He's a bit random with that. And his other attack is a freaking gigantic Kamehameha beam. It fills the screen and you have to be on the very edge of the platforms in order to dodge that. There's the aforementioned attack and I just barely avoided that. Holy shit, that was close. Even if I did take a hit, it would have taken 1 hit point from this 3-hit mech, so I would have still been in the fight. I also mentioned before that you can disembark the mech and have it self-destruct and kamikaze into the boss, which does a lot of damage, but you'll be vulnerable after that, so be sure to use it in an emergency case like when you're on your last hit with that mech. You're great! Oh, thanks for the comment, because I'm gonna start dying like a bitch after this point. I had to practice the first 2 missions repeatedly in order to not die, and I practiced the other missions, yes, but I kept dying a lot. This game is just brutal. I'm playing as Tarma for this mission, and he controls the same as everybody else, so there's no difference between anybody. Tarma was in the first game, but the reason why you didn't see him was because he's player 2, and I didn't have a second player for my first playthrough, so I was shit out of luck there. And that game doesn't have a character select. Oh! He's fat! The heavy transformation happens whenever you pick up too many food items. There are perks and detriments to this. For one thing, your shot power increases, but you're also a larger hitbox and you're slower, so make that what you will. Actually don't get this power up because you're a larger hitbox and you'll die. So apparently Tarma says fuck every time he dies, and I just don't hear it. I don't know why people assume that he does say the F-bomb upon death, but I don't know, I always thought he just screams of like a normal person dying. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I'm guessing it's a misconception or a Mandela effect, kind of like the Luke I'm your father line. He says the same line, but one word is different. And this is coming from me, where I get lines from movies mixed up all the damn time. I'm sorry, Dave, I can't do that. No, it's, I'm sorry, Dave, I'm afraid I can't do that. I got the fat power up again, damn it. I don't think there's a way to get rid of the fat power up unless you die. Very, very comically, you just burst like a balloon. Very bloodlessly. It's kind of like live and let die. That is one of the few character deaths I will laugh at because it's just that genuinely funny. This level is pretty vicious. It's when the game starts to get really, really hard. And as you can tell, I'm dying like 50 times here. Just try to collect as many POWs as you can because they will give you ammo and other goodies. And you can't miss out on those goodies. I don't know what I was doing right here, I was just playing dumb. What you're supposed to do is jump over to the train car and weave in between the freaking helicopter bombs, but as you can see, I'm not really doing a good job of that. I never said I could do a 1cc no-hit run of Metal Slug 2 with my hands tied behind my back. I could do that with Contra, just not Metal Slug. This boss is simple, but he takes a lot of freaking hits. He'll drop these tanks on you, which will explode, but the explosion doesn't really do anything to you. And he'll also drop these bullets, which will also explode. Again, the bullets don't do anything. What you really have to watch out for are the thrusters. Those will kill you. Now, I always wondered why this hovercraft was just dropping tanks for the sole purpose of crushing you. They could use that for something else. You're just wasting equipment at that point. I know it's a video game and all, but come on, tanks are useful too. They're not just stuff you can throw onto the ground. They can blow shit up too. It makes no sense. And the hovercraft just explodes into random coins. So it's kind of like Scott Pilgrim. Or River City Ransom. Or Fantasy Zone. Actually, a lot of games have that exploding into coins shit. I don't know why this game does it. It's kind of weird for this setting. You see, this is why you shoot first, because when you shoot first, you don't have to worry about the opponent shooting back, because they're already dead. That got dark. The marksmen are definitely the most dangerous enemies here because they stay behind cover, and when they get the chance, they'll try to shoot you, and they're kind of hard to take out unless you have a grenade. Which hopefully you do have a grenade because you'll be running out of those suckers really quickly here. At least this mission is kind enough to give you a Harrier jet as well as a Metal Slug right next to each other, so both players can have fun blowing shit up together. But I don't have a second player because I don't have any friends. That's actually not true. I do have friends, they just don't like the games I like, and I don't like the games they like. I'm sorry, but Fortnite kinda sucks to me. Anyway, we're coming upon the boss of the stage, which is a rehash of the first stage boss. Well, not really a rehash, he has different techniques. Wow, is this a Street Fighter boss? He has different weapons, but it's literally the same type of machine from before. He starts off with the fireballs, which will damage you, but they move in predictable patterns, so you can just move left or right and you should be fine. He also shoots out these little tiny bullets, which are harder to avoid, but you just have to jump in between the volleys. Oh damn it, I lost my tank. Fuck. He'll also shoot out larger bullets, which are also easy to avoid if you know what you're doing. And the flamethrower attack is back, and the hitbox on that thing is a bit weird. I swear, you can touch the smoke of it and be fine. Other times you could just barely touch the smoke and you'll die. I can't explain it, but it's really awkward. Oh, I just heard that. If you listen closely to this boss fight, you'll hear this distinct sound effect. That's ripped straight out of GoldenEye. And I can't believe I actually vocally made that sound effect, but hey, that's how far I'm willing to go in order to prove a point. Because I'm that big of a nerd. As soon as I get a capture card that plays N64 games, that is going to be the first game I play, is GoldenEye. I promise you that. And that boss is, well, he's a bullet sponge, but he's easy enough to take down, so don't fret. Well, actually do fret, because the rest of the game is not going to be kind afterwards.
Mission complete! Mission 4, start!
Ah, this level is not good. It drags. Okay, it's not that bad, considering we still got like 4 levels left. Yeah, we're halfway through the game. But this level is where things start to get a little bit hairy. As you can see, we just destroyed a fucking bakery and now we're already large. Which means I'm an even bigger target. Great, thanks game. And the tank cannon sound effect was ripped straight out of GTA Vice City, or probably other way around since this game came out 3 years prior to that one. There's also a glass shatter effect that was in both games too. You'll hear it soon. The reason why I dread this level so much is mainly because of the next part coming up. The next part coming up, wow, that's eloquent speech right there, Don. This part right here sucks. You got missiles coming out of silos, and you have to carefully jump over them, as well as tend to the millions of soldiers that are trying to kill your ass. Even the guy above you with the riot shield. Okay, it may have looked like I killed myself with that grenade, but I'm honest to God not kidding, I got shot by that cannon. It arcs down at you. Oh yes, the laser shot. The laser shot is so good. It's no bullshit, it just cuts through every enemy it can possibly find. It's just... hold on to the laser shot, it's awesome. And also, these guys help you too, just hold on to them as much as possible. If you die, they will retreat, so... don't die. Easier said than done, I know. But just don't die. There are new enemy types here. Aliens. And you're gonna see a lot more of these bastards in the final battle. The aliens are not too much of a big deal to deal with on their own. It's just when you get more than 6 of them on screen at once, that's when it becomes a problem, because they shoot these slow moving missiles and they also move about the screen. And if you touch them, you will die. Brutally. Just like everything else in this game. But here we got a mixture of both soldiers and aliens, so now's a good time to get into that Metal Slug. I think this is the last mission where the Metal Slug is just put right in front of you, by the way. Now for the boss. The strategy for this guy is instantly lose the tank and become vulnerable. Wonderful. God damn it. But no, this guy has a whole bunch of parts that you need to destroy, and then he'll open up this giant cannon. That's going to be your main target. There's the cannon right there. You have to shoot that in order to destroy the whole boss. But also, be careful of the mini cannons too, because they will catch you off guard. One thing you need to know about the cannon is that walking through the explosion does not harm you. It's the cannon shell itself that will hurt you. I don't get it. Maybe the clothes they have on are flame retardant, but wait, even that doesn't make sense, because there are a couple of animations where they actually do get burnt alive. Just don't touch the shell, you'll be fine. And I'm doing a horrible job avoiding the shells. Don't follow my example. This guy is an absolute bullet sponge. Whenever you die and you have to use a continue, you get a free machine gun, but if you die on your previous continue, like if you go from 2 lives to 1, you just go back to your standard pistol, which sucks. I'll see you for the finale of Metal Slug X.